Ian, thanks for spending time me talking about this book. Literature has this fascinating way of exposing society's darkest corners, EAN. It nowhere is this more evident than in Dostoevsky's Poor Folk, a novel that revolutionized how we think about poverty by showing us the intimate letters between two people struggling to maintain their dignity while barely surviving.
That's such an interesting point about the format, Pappy. The fact that it's written entirely through letters between these two characters makes it feel almost like reading someone's private messages today. How did Dostoevsky manage to make something from 1846 feel so modern?
Well, Ian, it's all in how he captures these incredibly intimate moments between Makar Devushkin, this aging clerk living in basically someone else's kitchen, and Varvara Dobroselova, a younger woman who's equally trapped by circumstances. Their letters reveal everything from their daily humiliations to their desperate attempts to help each other.
The psychological depth in those letters is remarkable, especially considering Dostoevsky wrote this in his mid 20s.
You know what's fascinating? This was a complete departure from how Russian literature typically handled poverty at the time. While other writers might have gone for broad social commentary, Dostoevsky gives us these tiny, heartbreaking details, like Makar's worn out boots becoming this symbol of his entire social status.
Hmm, that reminds me of how the novel builds on Gogol's The Overcoat, but takes it in such a different direction.
Exactly right. Where Gogol used satire, Dostoevsky goes straight for the emotional jugular. And get this, the influential critic Belinsky saw this as the perfect example of the new social realism they were hoping for in Russian literature. It launched Dostoevsky's entire career.
The timing of its publication seems particularly significant. Russia in the 1840s was going through this awakening of social consciousness among intellectuals.
Oh man, exactly. And that's what makes this novel so powerful. It's not just about poverty as an abstract concept, it's about how economic circumstances shape every single aspect of human existence. Like there's this devastating subplot where Varvara has to consider marrying a wealthy suitor, and you can just feel how poverty is crushing these human connections.
The way the novel handles bureaucratic humiliation feels incredibly relevant to modern workplace dynamics, too.
Well, that's because Dostoevsky understood something fundamental about human nature, how institutions can make people feel small and insignificant. You know what's interesting? The letter format allows us to see these fascinating discrepancies between how the characters present themselves and how they live.
So tell me more about how different translators have approached this text. I imagine capturing those nuances must be incredibly challenging.
That's such a crucial point. Dostoevsky's Russian is particularly effective in capturing different social classes through language. The best translations, like the more recent ones by Hugh Applin or David Magarshak, manage to balance fidelity to the original with readability for modern audiences.
The way the novel ends is compelling. There's no neat resolution, no magical escape from poverty.
And that's precisely what makes it feel so authentic. Instead of offering easy solutions, Dostoevsky shows us these small acts of kindness, these attempts to preserve dignity in the face of grinding poverty. It's like he's saying, this is how people survive these circumstances.
The novel's exploration of social inequality feels particularly relevant in our current global context.
You know what's striking? How Dostoevsky shows that poverty isn't just about not having enough money, It's about how that lack shapes your relationships, your self image, and even your hopes for the future. Behind every statistic about poverty, there are real people writing letters, falling in love, trying to maintain their dignity, and just doing their best to survive.
That's what makes this book still so powerful today, Pappy. It turns abstract social issues into deeply personal stories.
And that's the genius of Poor Folk. Ian is both a critique of society and a profoundly human story. It reminds us that some stories, no matter how old, never lose their power to move us and make us think about our society. It's not just Dostoevsky's first novel, it's a masterclass in how literature can make us see the world through different eyes.